fun. I'm 23, and that usually makes me the youngest comic at one of these things. Not always, but most of the time, and I don't mind. I kind of like hanging out with old people, you know, I like how they'll die before me. I find that very comforting. And, you know, it works for them too, because they have a young friend. And when you have a young friend, that's a guaranteed speaker at your funeral. And that's nice for them. But yeah, I'm 23 and I'm panicking because in 2 years, my excuse for why I don't consider the consequences of any of my actions, it runs out when I turn 25, right? So are there any idiots in the room who are like not familiar with developmental neuroanatomy? Okay, so the prefrontal cortex is the last part of your brain to like fully develop, right? It's responsible for like critical thinking, impulse control, like how to not assault people, stuff like that. And they say that in men it's fully developed by 25. Yeah. But in women, I always forget the number for women, but I'm pretty sure it's something like 12, right? And I know I'm obviously older than 12, but it's a little more complex for me because chemically, I'm closer to being a man. This bit's really weird for me, but it's because I have very low estrogen, I have very high testosterone, and I found out when I went to the doctor because I hadn't had a period in 2 years. And the first question he asked me was, could you be pregnant? It's overcooked, right? Like it's definitely overcooked. And also, what's the deal at 24 months? Can we kill it? Can we? So I was in bed with my boyfriend the other day and I was explaining all this to him, all the hormone shit. And I'm the big spoon. And I'm like, Jack, you know, you're chemically gay. Like chemically a homosexual, like you're part of a community now, like how is that for you? And he had like this relief in his eyes and he like closed the beginner's guide to interior design to like talk about this. That's not what happened. No, he was a bit upset and he made a list for me. It was titled Things You Shouldn't Joke About. So yeah, I think my prefrontal cortex, I think it has a little way to go because I punched a doctor recently. Yeah, it was right after he showed me my super masculine hormone chart. And I think I just really leaned into the role. And yeah, no, he was showing me all my testosterone. I was just like, I really want to try it out, you know, like it's the power. And, you know, I really love being a man because, you know, there's just so much I can do with it. And, you know, me and my bros, we do whatever the fuck we want. Zero consequences. It's great. And I love it mainly because I don't have to look after anybody else's emotions. Because I'm punching doctors now. And, you know, I kind of want to punch this guy. You might like it. Okay. I won't. Maybe. So I'll wrap this up now. But I'm going to wrap this up slightly cringy because there's something I feel really bad about that happened a couple of weeks ago. It was before a gig, and I was signing in, and one of the other girls that I sort of see on the circuit a lot with me, she said to me, "Oh, do you get nervous?" And I looked around the room at the other comics, and I thought, no, I don't, because like here's the thing: if it goes horribly, and I never want to think about it again, I never have to see any of you again, and that like is not a loss for me. And you know. None of these people are on my level. Like, none of them ever know developmental neuroanatomy. And it really sucks for me. And, like, it's low stakes. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like, you know, how dare she ask me that? This silly, silly, stupid bitch. And I think deep down, I do feel bad about saying all of that, you know, to her face. Because doing comedy is quite scary and it's quite lonely, and the people you meet, they end up being like your friends. Like, you're not best friends, but like friends. And it's nice to be nice to them. And I think the reason I'm mean to them is because deep down I'm very sad, right? Because none of them are going to be at my funeral.